By day, we are continuing as the Germans into December 17th. So I've just rolled, and today's the day I get to launch my commando attack. I don't actually find German commando attacks to be that big of a deal. You want to put some thought into them, but it's not worth killing yourself over. Generally, there's going to be Allied reinforcements at one side or other of the battlefield on all the days it can come up, and you just have to choose which you think is going to be the biggest threat to your plans. In my case, I'm doing well in the southern sector down here, so I'm going to paralyze the 10th Armored because that will enable me to attack Bastogne with what were fairly good odds of success, although, as you can see, sometimes Murphy's Law kicks in for everybody. But this does mean that the Americans won't be able to reinforce it substantially during the day. So let's see what Monty gets up to. Not a big surprise there. And that is something of a surprise, but they're trying to establish a good defensive cordon. The only thing you want to be careful of is that if Eupen is lightly held, you want to make sure that the Germans can't advance into there and then exploit into Verviers, which I might try doing anyway, since I have substantial forces in Elsenborn. So, sure, let's give this a shot. Actually, no, I don't like those odds. And time, especially time early in the day, is very precious when you're the Germans. So what I'm going to do instead is attack the weak link in this north to south defense line that the Allies have set up. Use my big bruiser to cross the river there. And I could send one of these infantry outfits up north, but again, we're crossing a river there, so only one of them could go, and it would probably end up beaten up for no real gain. So we'll go ahead and commit that attack. And that's pretty much all I was hoping to do. Force the Americans back, continue your momentum again, which is just the absolute key when you're the Germans. And they are... So the advance westward into Gmünd is a decision the AI makes. I don't happen to think it's a particularly good one. It will slow down the Panzer Grenadiers that are coming in on the 19th if they're still there, but it also makes the 2nd Infantry very vulnerable, as I'm about to demonstrate, because they left only the highly depleted 99th holding their supply lines. And even though they can technically draw a supply wall in Gmünd, they are not in a good position here. Allies pulling back, that's a good move. Leaving a unit like this in Eupen is dangerous, but there's no armor immediately threatening the position. And frankly, they need forces all along here now, because with this breakout, I'm now threatening the entire bend of the Orth River. These forces are pretty much popcorn as far as the Germans are concerned, but don't count them out, because any Allied force across a river, no matter how small it is, prevents you from using road movement to get across. So even if you've got some pretty weak forces, they can still slow the Germans down substantially. Okay, what else do I want to get done? This is going to become progressively more annoying. I can already tell. Unfortunately, my panzers are not concentrated here, so I'm going to attack in echelon. Move up the infantry to cover, send in the Panzer Lehr. A little disappointing, but not much. Interesting, not terribly effective. I'm going to ignore it for now in favor of launching the second wave of the attack. Now, those were completely ineffective, and as a matter of fact, I expected them to be. What I'm really looking for is now tomorrow, both of these units are going to be able to attack with a total of 9 strength points, which is actually going to give them a chance to overcome the terrain there in Hafliz and do some damage to the first. Okay, falling back here towards defensible positions. Good. All right, so at this point, I've accomplished most of the movements of my main forces for the day. I'm going to try to finally take Bastogne. And I'm not going to, which is a little annoying. But all those forces can attack together tomorrow, so I'm still not terribly worried on that front. Going to take the chance to put the 4th Infantry out of supply. Moving up to Crookston is not a terribly smart move on the AI's part. Hello.